6 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order. All board members are present with the exception of Sean Embry, who is excused. And we will start out with the review and approval of the September 9th minutes.
I'll make a motion to accept the September 9th, 2025 minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The date and location of the next meeting is October 14th at Canterbury Elementary School. And next up is public communication and correspondence. Seeing none, and we'll move on to new business. First up is the LEAD program.
Mrs. Chubb is here to answer any questions that you might have.
Hello. How's everybody tonight? Good. Any questions for me?
Will it just be Officer Westgate, or will all of the CPD be involved?
So he was sent to lead training, and he's prepared to be the lead officer.
But they'll all sort of be in and out, or is it?
No, he'll come in for each session for the 10 weeks.
So that he won't have scheduling conflicts to get there. I know when we did something similar in Wisconsin, because of the shift rotation, sometimes officers weren't able to come in. It worked out all right because it was a larger force.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only reason I asked about Canterbury being such a small force.
Yeah, so Chief Pratty actually came to me to present this option and opportunity. And Officer Westgate said that he's confident we can work out a schedule. I think he has pretty flexible hours.
Okay.
If there's a time where something comes up and we need to reschedule, we can always do that.
When are you hoping to run this program? Like what time of the year?
So that would be our next step once we get approval, is for him and I to sit down and chat. He did reach out to me today to say the kits that the students need have arrived. And we do know that we want to put it into the guidance and health rotation. So it's just a matter of when's a good starting point based on where the nurse and the school counselor are at with their lessons. But I'm hoping within the next couple of weeks. We do need to notify families and get their consent as well.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I have no, but is this like, I'm like the new DARE?
Sort of. Yeah, so just to take you back to last year, last year was when I heard from Officer Cruddy, or Chief Cruddy, and he asked me what my interest level was with something like this. And he gave me the website address, and I brought it to my leadership team, and we checked out the website and we talked about it. One of my team members has a child who had the program in his school, and from a parent perspective, she said she thought it was really high quality and really useful. But yes, it's essentially the new DARE.
And I didn't look, I see it says it's evidence-based, but they didn't link me to the, I was just curious. I'm not opposed to it, I just wanted to dive into, it says it's undergone rigorous independent evaluation studies.
So they have a really comprehensive website, and part of our research process as a leadership team was to ask for sample lessons, which Officer Westgate got for us. And we looked through those at multiple different grade levels. And part of our decision to bring the request forward for 4th grade was we thought the content was age appropriate for that group, but also we can make sure all of our learners have it before they go off to middle school, because we know at 5th some stay behind, some go up. So we had that thought process in mind. They also have Too Good for Drugs, so there's 2 different programs. but they're each 10 weeks. And for us, we know that instructional time is always really critical, and that if we put it into health and guidance, it sort of helps support and reinforce what they're doing in those classes anyway. But 20 weeks is a lot harder to pull off because they do have things in health and guidance they need to address with students. So we thought this as an introduction was a good starting point. We can see how it goes and how we like it. It is designed for K-12. You could potentially do something at all different age levels, but for us, we thought this would be a good entry point.
Yeah.
I think we answered this, but I'm just clarifying. So will the health or guidance, they'll be in the, Officer Westgate leads it, but they're in the classroom supporting him?
Yes. Yeah, so they will always be present.
Yeah, you'll find the younger the students, the more buy-in you can get from the students. They're more willing to participate. I've seen the K-12, but as you transition into even 6, 7, 8th grade and on up the grade levels, you get significantly less student buy-in. So I applaud getting it down into the younger kids, because that's much more chance of reaching them and student buy-in and success.
I appreciate the feedback. Other questions?
Item is up for action.
I make a motion to implement the LEAD program at Canterbury Elementary School in the collaboration of the Canterbury Police Department.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Erin.
Thank you.
All right, we have a new co-curricular request, BMS Boards, Cards, and Dice Club.
Do we know, does this come from the students themselves?
I would believe so.
Me too, I just was curious if they had, was there interest already? Sorry? I guess in the future, it would be helpful to me to know if, maybe not to know this, but are there students that are interested? So is this something they're trying to start up?
So it says anticipated number of students served is 10 to 12. I don't know how.
Right, but I'm just trying to get a handle
Are
on,
there 10 kids already
Are
ready
there-
to go?
The board itself, basically.
yeah, just so we have
Approached by
that.
10 students, looking to
Right.
start a club.
Something like that. It's because for me, I actually think it would be cool to know what the students are asking for personally. But
Maybe we can get that one for like,
yeah, I don't need it now. What is this, the charter? I'll make a motion to approve the charter, right? This is the charter. For boards, cards, and dice club.
second. All those in favor?
Right.
Opposed? Moving on, we have permission to plan.
Yeah, we got the discussion between second and third.
Just good. For now, so we don't hear ourselves in trouble.
Thank you.
I appreciated this write-up, just because I know it's one of the first ones, I think, since we kind of went through the whole rights and the whole
Yeah.
policy and So I just wanted to say that. And I also thought the collaboration between the two clubs. I'll make a motion to,
Permission.
permission to plan. Make a motion, yeah, to do permission to plan for FBLA French club trip to Ottawa and Montreal.
Second.
Any additional discussion?
So on the planning process, that's just basically garnering interest and commitment in the trip.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Seems like we got any opposed. Next up is project updates. Steve, I think you're up first.
Good evening. So I'd just like to say it was a pretty tough summer for all my custodians. They were short-staffed, and they pulled it together pretty good. They got the buildings looking really nice for everybody. So congratulations to them, they did nice work. The landscaping done over at the middle school by some extra help this summer. Got some painting done, bathrooms done. Overall, it was, and above all, the paving's done. That was a big undertaking, so really pleased with how the summer went. Any questions from anybody?
My only question is like, what's happening this year? Meaning, are there any projects in the pipeline, like, or, I mean, that's it, what's anticipated besides normal day-to-day?
Yeah, well, there's stuff in the budget that's coming right up, there's stuff for this next summer, starting this next summer.
Well, that's what I mean, do we do anything during the year?
It's been completed, my whole list is done.
Well, we do have the HVAC.
Yes.
The HVAC, that's what we have.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I believe Brandon will be discussing how to address the drainage issue with baseball fields in the high school.
Is there any information you have available about the HVAC? Like where is it on the?
I made a call today to EEI and talked to Mike Davey, and right now they're working on the power for Canterbury. The town of Canterbury may be doing something at the transfer station, which would help us with the cost of doing the project, and we don't have that information yet. So that depends what we do for a project based on what it's gonna cost for electricity in Canterbury.
Is it just CES that we're looking at for right now, or? I know that was one of the ones that had.
Looking to see the power is a big cost over there. And there's a couple of units, in the elementary school, Belmont, Steve?
So once we have the price for Canterbury, if we move forward with that, then we'll be able to identify what else we can do.
But the power might be,
Excuse me. Thank you.
But how many units in Canterbury in total?
what, 3, Steve, or 4?
4.
4.
And this is to run the power, it would just be replacing
It's
one.
basically the way they explained to us in EI like a year ago, is we could go with what we have right now for power, but those units aren't gonna last for anything, like, I think it said, 8 years, 10 years? They weren't gonna last long. But if we get the 3-phase units, they'll last us 25 to 30 years.
Yeah.
So, all the other schools have 3-phase, and Canterbury doesn't, so.
And it actually
And
saves
it's going
power
right
with
by
two
like they
phase.
want to, the transfer, it makes sense just to,
Mhm.
and it's just more cost effective in the long run, they told us. To have that power there and have those kind of air handlers.
The handlers are, it's less expensive to buy in 3-phase than they are single-phase. So,
Is that something where they can be purchased and basically set into place while we wait for the 3-phase to come to fruition?
No, because if you're replacing existing units, so I'm not sure where we would put those other units.
Okay. I didn't know if we'd be able to,
Actually, they work better than Belmont Elementary School. Oh, Belmont Elementary School's got no flow. You guys at least have a little bit.
I was gonna say, I thought there was like no flow.
You guys got
I
soft.
must have gotten them
Belmont
confused.
Elementary doesn't have any.
If we knew for sure what we were doing, we could order the equipment ahead of time and have it ready to go on the roof.
Yeah.
But we couldn't necessarily set it a little better.
And speaking with Mike, we're not gonna be able to do anything until April anyway.
Oh, okay.
So, next summer.
I just was,
And I think you've probably told me this before, but I can't remember now. How far are we gonna have to run these 30 days?
Oh, if it was right by the school, not very far at all.
So, I think.
But if you went the other way, the original proposal, you'd have to go a mile through the woods. And their
Where
rough
is it
estimate,
coming from, I think, is what I'm trying to get at.
I'm trying, they told me the location, I don't know Canterbury that well.
It's a crossover from 106 to Concord side of Canterbury. I'm not sure what that road is.
New Road, I think. It's gonna come down that corridor. They said they'd have to come down the corridor of New Road and then, I know there's a part where they'd have to cut through the woods.
Okay. That makes sense.
That's the one I focused on. You gotta cut through the woods. That's never cheap, because that means all new pole and, but I think there's, I don't have it in front of me, but I think it was like $650,000. That's what their rough estimate was to run that power.
And
That
then,
was a rough estimate, which means it's probably higher than that.
well, then, would there be like, I don't know if we would use the woods, is there like easements involved and things like that, like power easements?
I don't know, supposedly the power company said they could get it done,
Okay.
so I don't know that part of it. But
Any other questions for Steve?
How'd the bathroom disaster play out? All good?
All good, all fixed,
Yeah.
all good.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Brandon, I think you're next.
Kind of along the same lines as Steve, I just want to give huge kudos to Leo, who basically single-handedly enrolled and issued 280 Chromebooks, got them all out to the schools, and got it done in time to get them for freshman orientation in the high school. And then Jim single-handedly replaced the entire district firewall without even having to call Sophos for help. So those were two of our big major projects. We're currently working on the district core switch with Harbor IT right now. That's our major one. If anybody
can
has
you
it.
remind me what that is?
The core switch?
Yeah.
So the way the network is laid out is in a like a one-line kind of idea. When you plug something into the wall or into the wireless, it goes back to a closet in this building. It happens to be in the computer lab back there. And then every building goes back to one big major switch before it goes out to the firewall and then out to the internet. So that core switch is that. It handles all of the
Everything coming in.
everything. Yeah. In and out.
Do we have multiple core switches or there's just,
Right now, physically there are two, but they are set up as a single switch configuration-wise, because they both take different types of connectors, and not to get super nerdy on it, but the
I don't
plan.
even know why I'm asking, because I don't even, it just, because I was thinking, right, that each school, it goes into a core switch, right? So
Yep.
which one are we replacing? The one at each school, and then there's into a big network?
So,
I'm just curious, how many core switches do we have? Two, apparently.
it's two different boxes. It's technically one switch because it's configured like a fabric. So when you configure it, it acts like one box. But I like talking about it because it's the nerdy stuff. The plan for the new switch, or the new core switch, is actually a redundant core switch with redundant links out to each school. So if we lose a core switch, we have an active failover. So we can take a hardware failure without going down.
Do we know when the general availability for the state grant for the CrowdStrike?
I got an email today with the login credentials for CrowdStrike. There's a webinar on Thursday walking districts through how to configure it. But as of right now, we have our licenses and we can technically start rollout. Yep.
You know how long that will take to roll out? Or?
Couple weeks. We have to go around and physically touch every PC that has alert logic on it right now, which is our current MDR or endpoint protection. Remove alert logic and then hand install CrowdStrike.
Any potential hurdles that you think may be on the horizon that we either haven't planned for, or something that you see that may come out of left field if plans align the wrong way?
Not terribly. I mean, some of our cameras are getting older. Camera servers and software are getting older as well. But that's not totally out of left field, so we're kind of planning for that. Yeah.
I think you're in pretty good shape then. Good.
Any additional questions for Brandon?
If we don't get these grants, so we planned 38, this is the district NVR replacement.
Mhm.
Plan cost is 38,000. We applied for funds with this grant. Is that to cover the 38,000?
Yep.
And we budgeted for the 38,000?
Not out of regular budget. I made some changes to my CIP, but Michael and Debbie and I haven't had a chance to sit down and go over those yet.
Okay. And that's the same, because this was so one was planned though, and one was unplanned, ongoing on hold.
I was ready to pull the trigger on the access control server last year. And then when the grant notification came out, I was like, all right, let's hold on. We're still in operating, we can still operate and see what happens. The access control server is only 7,000 of that. The NVR is the big ticket item, which the NVR is still working 100%. It just happens to be 7 or 8 years old, and yeah.
Just curious. I don't know what most of that means, but.
I'm happy to explain.
No.
Yeah.
No?
I could go on forever.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's true.
I know, I know generally speaking what it's about. So.
Just nod and smile.
Any other questions for Brandon?
Thank you.
Business administrator.
So the update is we're in budget development season. So been working on all budgets, regular budgets, going to be setting out the notices for staff. Some have already contacted me looking for separations and sentences. So just getting that all together and meeting with the Appendix B committee, so we'll have a report at the next board meeting. Everything's been turned into the state and we're just waiting for the final numbers for special ed aid so we can do the revised revenues.
So this is still under your report, but it looks like we have some advisory budget committee members.
We did. We got a very nice turnout. We have 6 individuals who are interested in being on the advisory budget committee, and I'm presenting those names for board approval.
Make a motion to appoint Jay Grafton and Cheshire, Tracy LeClaire, Jennifer Taylor, Edgar Rivera, and Randy Johnson to the advisory budget committee.
Second.
Any further discussion that we can have in public?
So we'll have on our budget works, we'll have to be back in multi-purpose room in the,
We will.
in Canterbury again. Okay.
With the milk refrigerator running.
Yeah, well, we can unplug that for short periods of time.
As long as we remember to plug it
Yeah.
Right, that's, yeah, that's right.
Is this list everyone who applied, or was there a selection process?
Yep, this is everyone who submitted a request.
Any additional discussion? All right, we have a motion in a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right. Welcome to the advisory budget committee, everyone.
Thank you for serving again.
All right, continuing business, next we have on the horizon. One thing that I wanted to sort of revisit, given things that are happening, we had talked a couple of months ago about a legislative committee. I know that Sean had brought it up, so I don't know if we want to maybe wait to sort of put that on until he was returning. But I did just kind of want to throw that back out there as something that maybe we could discuss. Or a legislative subcommittee, I should say.
So you want to put it on the horizon?
Yeah, just as something to
Discussion.
sort of talk about and see if we could, there's, still an appetite to form such a subcommittee.
Were the meetings in October, or would it be one meeting in November? We don't tend to, well, sometimes we have that second meeting in November, but
I
probably
feel
the
like
earlier the better, because the legislative process is always starting to gear up, so.
Yeah, not much in that 28 meeting.
maybe that one.
And do we have, I can't remember, we are meeting with the select board?
Put the invitation out.
And it's a joint.
That's
Join
the 20, is that one?
28.
Anything else for on the horizon? Next up is our volunteer list. Good one.
Make a motion to accept volunteer list, so they know they I can't talk to exceptions.
Second.
Any discussion? Alright, and all those in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
We've got the superintendent update, it's not on here.
First meeting.
Oh, that's right.
You wanted to hear from Mike?
I'm sure Michael would be willing to give us an update if he really wanted.
Any questions, Jeff? Be happy to.
All right. Next step is internal policy. All of these policies are second readings. So they are up for action, but happy to give any more discussion. Does anyone have any questions? Why not?
I'll make a motion that we accept internal policy HPA, IC, IF, IDG, and IGE.
Second.
Any additional discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Next up, we have our nominations. The nominations. Is this couple pages. I think there's, yeah, it looks like there's one on the second page of the appendix B.
Because we made the adjustment to reflect the season.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve the appendix B as presented.
It's not like about the actual person or anything, it's just a question. So if somebody gets approved, like midway through the season, is it like prorated or do we pay out the full amount? How does that work?
We typically prorate it. We talk to the athletic director to see if he's been covering or who's been covering, and then we typically prorate it.
Any additional discussion? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, next up is a nomination for the robotics director. And again, we can vote on this in public, but if there's anything that if anyone has any questions of a personal nature, we can leave this in non-public.
Motion to approve the nomination of the robotics director.
Second.
Any additional discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? All right, and now we've come to our second public communication correspondence. Do we have anything from our public? Well, then we'll just need to
Just a minute.
review and approve those in public.
I do have one question, just looking at the public meeting. The buses this week, since the beginning of the school year, who's responsible for notifying parents when, there's not a bus available?
First student is
For a
responsible.
student?
Yep.
Okay. I had a parent reach out, I think it was the second week of school, maybe the first week, letting me know that they weren't notified that CES was missing bus 11. And I know of 2 days so far this school year that parents weren't notified that bus 11 wasn't running.
Yeah, it's definitely operations are not running the way that they should out of the depot. I met with the general manager of the depot as well as the regional manager this morning, along with the principals. And came in, because we're having issues with athletic transportation, changing the schedules and so forth.
Just beat me to that. I was going to
Yeah.
piggyback on that for the athletics.
So, you know, just as I did last year, sort of intervening with upper management to make sure that not only are they getting the support they need at the depot because they are the largest depot in the region. However, there wasn't really any additional staffing on the managerial side that was put in because they did take on another district. They took on Barnstead, so now there's 6 districts moving out of that depot. The bus driver shortage still seems to be an issue. We do not have a driver for bus 12, Canterbury bus 12, as well as Belmont bus 7. So there should have been a notification that came out through First View today around bus 12 at Canterbury, which is not going to be running for the next 3 weeks. Because they do have a substitute to cover for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, but not on Thursdays.
I was going to say the notification I got was only for Thursdays.
Yes, Thursdays only. So that did come out,
It did.
great.
Wait,
I actually took a screenshot if you want to see it.
what does that mean for the families?
That means that the
Students.
students are being, they're riding on other buses, like bus 9, bus
Right,
11.
right.
That impacts the middle, high, and CES.
Right.
Canterbury buses. So they're
Correct.
down
Yeah,
one
yeah.
bus out of the 4. So we're down 2 regular drivers, and we only have 3 out of 10 charter drivers. Charter drivers are the ones that run all of the extra field trips and co-curriculars and athletics. So they're in training. My understanding is they're hopeful within the next 3 to 4 weeks.
That they'll have more.
Well, if there's some drivers coming in the door, because the training itself takes so long.
So there's only 3 currently available, but there are others who are in training.
Yes.
So are they, when you have these meetings, are they coming to the plate with different strategies that said, all right, we tried this, it didn't work, we tried this, it doesn't work, this is what we're doing now? Or are they coming to the plate and just saying, hey, we're doing the best we can?
No, there's definitely, it's very obvious that they are overworked, understaffed, and doing the best that they can possibly do.
Right, but are they making good faith attempts
Absolutely.
at trying to resolve the
I
problem?
feel that.
Okay,
they
all
are.
right, that's
do.
my question.
I do. It's just difficult when you don't have drivers.
Understood, right.
So they also just recently lost their assistant manager. So they're filling that position. They have 2 candidates that they're interviewing this week. So they have one manager and 3 dispatchers, and usually those dispatchers are driving to make up for a vacant bus stop. Which leaves 1 manager for 6 school districts out of the depot.
That would be an explanation of why the parents are calling to get information. Nobody
Nobody's
answers their
answering.
phone.
The dispatchers are driving.
And that's a better solution. That is the best solution out of all the possible scenarios.
Yes.
Okay.
Because basically we need people driving the buses. So
Right.
that's why we're hoping with the first few after at least notifications are going out, but then you have a manager that's struggling to get that information out and managing the depot at the same time. And notification come in late. You have a driver that calls in sick for the afternoon run. You don't get that notification until like 1 o'clock or something of that nature. So it makes it difficult to get the notification out. That's why we've been missed notifications, late notifications. But to your question, Mark, I do feel that they're really trying to solve the issues. And they seem hopeful, but it's definitely hasn't been a great start for first student at the start of the school year.
Do we know if are they gonna come up with a resolution to the conversation with the parents, like reaching out and letting us know? Because I know last year I had called in about like a safety issue, not being notified that the buses weren't running like one of the coldest mornings of the year, and having kids waiting for the buses and just like, I think it was more than a half hour, the bus just not showing.
Yeah. It was like 45 minutes.
Yeah. Is there gonna be any resolution to this so that we know that doesn't happen again this year?
I'm not confident in that right now,
Okay.
after my meeting today. Because again, it all depends on staffing that we can't control.
Are they still returning money for each
Yes.
day the buses aren't available?
Plus doesn't run. We also
Somebody's
take-
keeping track of that, even if they're not notifying the parents?
Yep, so that out of the main office at the schools, they're keeping track of that. There's a spreadsheet that Debbie reviews when the invoices come in. Same thing with light, there's a fee in there, buses are more than 20 minutes late, I believe.
And they're supposed to bring the buses back to the depot at the end of the day.
Not all buses.
Not all buses, okay, everything's.
Due to
Because I was
convenience
driving
of
in,
the
I
run.
did see Sugar Region bus sitting on Sugar.
You'll also see sometimes, you'll see other school district names on the buses, because we have a bus that's down and they're pulling from another district. We have a Gilmanton bus that was doing several CPS runs, because that's a substitute that was, probably was driving from Gilmanton off Kerr Run come.
So that's
on the
why they're
CPS.
different.
Yep. So keep in mind, so the depot is a pool of
Yeah.
staff and buses. So they're pulling from anywhere they can for staffing as well as buses.
Do you think the impact of them living on Barnstead is impacting out, and I don't mean I mean drivers. Do you think that's?
One of my main questions during the meeting today was did they conduct a feasibility study to determine whether the depot could handle an additional district? And they said that they do that when they bring on other clients. What it has done is that it's brought more drivers into the depot because you're now absorbing Barnstead drivers that used to drive for Barnstead, which opens up potential for them to cover a shift for another school district and so forth. But they're also saying that some of the Barnstead drivers, that there was a private business, small bus business that was running out of a really small depot in Barnstead. Some of those drivers are now starting to work for First Student compared to their private business. So this is bringing in more drivers. More means maybe one,
Right.
two, but it's better than zero.
Do you still consider that they're meeting their contractual obligations even with all of these lessons not running?
That's the thing, they're meeting all of the clauses that are in the contract as for providing all of the services that are required in the contract. The only thing that they're not providing are the 12 buses and timely drop off or pickup. And there's clauses in the contract for fees that are associated with that or not paying for a bus that doesn't run. Other than that, all the contractual obligations are being met.
And that's where I think the important question is are they making a good faith attempt at solving the problem? If the answer is yes, then we got to give them a chance to do it. If I've sat in meetings where you got to ask tough questions to people. If people just shrug their shoulders and say, well, we're doing the best we can, and then I always follow up with, well, what does that mean? If they're able to lay out A, B, and C, and 1, 2, and 3, this is what our best is. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, and I feel that way, Mark. It's evident that they're really trying to resolve the issues in a timely manner. So, and I was pressing the questions that you're referring to, like what are the action steps? And I made sure that they laid out some action steps coming out of our meeting, specifically to try and resolve some issues, like requesting a letter from First Student that goes out to families, acknowledging the issues and the steps they're taking to resolve it. So I just think it's important for First Students to own that communication and make sure the families are aware that these are the issues and these are the steps we're taking to resolve those issues.
Great, thank you.
So district families can expect a letter?
Yes. They said I'd have it by the end of the week, so if I don't have it by Friday, definitely have it by the beginning of next week.
I mean, I guess one question I have is, aside from, fines or whatever, do we really even have any options?
No.
Right, so I just feel like, it's the same way when we tried to look at negotiations or tried to look at, I'm not trying to be doom and gloom, I just think.
Yeah.
Really the only thing I would think that could possibly work in the future, but we just entered into a new contract is to start ramping up the financial consequences.
Right.
If it continues.
Yeah, I would anticipate that would be part of negotiations.
I forget, how long was that contract for?
It's a 5-year contract, and we have 3 more years.
Yep, we're going into our third year this year.
So 4 really, because we're just starting the school year.
Definitely something to
We're not the only, I know statewide, this is an issue, that doesn't mean it's any better, because they're just meaning, that doesn't make me feel better, except that. It just,
But my main point when I have these meetings is the focus should be our depot, because it's the largest depot in the region. So if that means pulling from other depots to staff hours, then let's do that. They did that last spring. And as well as making sure upper management is focusing on our regional depot. So that's why I just keep pressing that. It's in a way where we're saying we want to support you, what can we do to help, but also this is what we expect.
And like Michelle said, this is the frustration heard around the region, right? Are they doing anything, or did they let you know if they're doing anything for like retention purposes for some of these bus drivers? I mean, I know it's tough to get them to begin with, but.
I believe for the charter, they mentioned that because they're part of the collective bargaining agreement, they're negotiating another $1 on top of their wages, trying to bring in more charter drivers. That was, but on the tail end of that, we eat that, right? So they're gonna up at $1 wage. So when it comes time to put the salary scale together, for, I should say our transportation costs for however long the next contract is for, we'll see that increase because per student is going to absorb that. But they did absorb it this year. This contract's already laid out, so.
Sometimes if things cost a little bit more money to have absolutely zero headaches, sometimes it's not well spent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, so thank you for bringing it up. I completely forgot about it.
Did we motion for the non-public meetings?
No.
We didn't get there yet.
For the non-public meeting minutes.
I make a motion to approve the September 9th non-public meeting minutes.
Second?
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?